Thank you to the Amazon Alliance for inviting me to speak with you today. I'm Brad Lander, the New York City Comptroller and the custodian and investment advisor to the New York City retirement systems, our 5 pension funds representing union workers' retirement security and over $260 billion. Amazon's abusive labor practices, the high injury rates, the short breaks, the fast pace, the aggressive abuse of workers' rights when they choose to organize have become known far and wide. Here in the United States, the Amazon Labor Union's victory on Staten Island was heard all around the world, and the RWDSU's courageous organizing in Bessemer, Alabama is ongoing. The worker organizing is what's critical first and foremost for all those Amazon employees, but shareholders also have a strong interest in better human capital management and better treatment of workers and better observation of international labor rights than what have been taking place at Amazon. Shareholders' long-term value is built by a company that treats its workers well. You can't have industry high injury rates. You can't have 150% turnover and have good long-term value for shareholders. And that's where we come in. The New York City retirement systems hold almost $2 billion of Amazon stock. So in recent years, together with other institutional investors, as we've heard from workers about the abusive treatment, about the captive audience meetings, about the violation of labor rights, we reached out to the Amazon board of directors. Shareholders elect those directors every year, and so when we're dissatisfied with practices that aren't protecting our long-term shareholder value, we often reach out to board members, and usually those board members are willing to sit down with us and talk about what they're doing to hold management accountable. But not in Amazon's case. The board members responsible for human capital management refused to meet with us and other institutional investors to talk about all those workplace management practices that matter so much to the workers and to the shareholders. And that's why the New York City retirement systems, together with the New York State Common Retirement System and Comptroller Tom DiNapoli and Illinois Treasurer Mike Frerichs, collectively we own over $5 billion of Amazon stock. We decided this year to launch a Vote No campaign on the Amazon board members most responsible for their human capital management strategy, in particular Judith McGrath, who chairs the Leadership Development and Compensation Committee. That's the committee that has failed to exercise oversight of management's human capital management practices, failed to address those high injury rates, failed to address the 150% turnover, failed to address violations of labor rights. But you know what they have not failed to do? Reward over $400 million in annual compensation to just the top 5 Amazon employees, including a $212 million stock package last year to the new CEO. You know what else they have not failed to do? Oversee a CEO to median worker wage ratio of 6,474 to 1. That is not consistent with what management is doing or with the long-term value that shareholders need or with the workforce management practices that treat Amazon workers fairly and invest in them for the long term. So we launched that campaign. We reached out to other investors, to labor union pension funds, to other public sector pension funds, to independent advisors like Glass Lewis, and so many of them got on board that 27% of the independent shareholders who voted in the Amazon election voted no on Judith McGrath. Now, 27% is not a majority, so we were not able to defeat her for that spot on the board. But that is a stunning number, a stinging rebuke. Most of the time, shareholders re-elect board members with 95, 98, 99% of the votes. All the other directors got in the 90+ percentile of the votes. Judith McGrath got 27% of the independent directors voting no. And that says to the Amazon directors, and it says to Amazon management, it's not just your workers who are demanding change, it's your shareholders who are demanding accountability. And we believe over time, working together, with workers organizing, with customers demanding, with legislators starting to put legislation together, and with shareholders demanding accountability, we can and will together make change led by the workers. I'll give you one example of something that's happened in the time since then. Microsoft has said, we're going to treat unions differently when they organize at our company. That's first and foremost because workers are organizing, but it is also because shareholders together are demanding accountability. We are proud to be partners with RWDSU, with Amazon Labor Union. We are so glad you're organizing together in the Amazon Labor Alliance. We will continue to work together to demand accountability, and we won't stop until we get it.